She texted a photo of my birthday gift to her, unopened in the trash. The caption, "This is where your effort belongs." I saved the photo. Understood. I canceled the joint cell phone plan, leaving only her line active. I mailed her passport to a P.O. box in another city, but she wasn't expecting who was waiting. I'm 35, been with my girlfriend for 4 years, and I just learned that cruelty isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a photo sent at exactly the right moment to inflict maximum damage. Her birthday was last Friday. I'd spent weeks planning it, which probably sounds pathetic in retrospect, but felt meaningful at the time. She'd mentioned months ago that she wanted this specific vintage watch. Not expensive by luxury standards, maybe $1,500, but rare enough that finding one in good condition took effort. I tracked one down through a collector 3 states away, had it authenticated, got it cleaned and serviced. Wrapped it myself because she always said store wrapping felt impersonal. Thursday night, I gave it to her at dinner. A nice restaurant, nothing over the top, just the place she liked downtown. She opened it at the table, looked at the watch, said, "Oh, that's nice," and put it back in the box. Didn't try it on, didn't ask about how I found it. Just, "That's nice," and moved on to her appetizer. I told myself she was tired. Work had been stressful. She'd been distant lately, but I chalked it up to her job, to stress, to anything but what it actually was. Saturday afternoon, I was at my apartment working when my phone buzzed. Text from her. Just a photo. No context needed. The watch box, unopened, sitting on top of garbage in what looked like a public trash can. The caption underneath, "This is where your effort belongs." I stared at that photo for probably 5 minutes. The box I'd carefully wrapped. The gift I'd spent weeks finding, just thrown away like actual garbage, and she'd photographed it specifically to send to me. That was the part that really registered. This wasn't impulse. This was calculated. I saved the photo to my phone. Then I responded with one word. Understood. She replied immediately, a string of laughing emojis. Then, finally getting it? I didn't respond. Just opened my laptop and started making calls. First call, cell phone company. We'd been on a joint plan for 2 years, both lines under my account because I'd set it up before we met and just added her when she needed a new phone. I explained I wanted to make changes to the account. I need to remove one line from the plan but keep it active under the same number. Can I do that? The rep walked me through it. I could split her line off into its own individual account. She'd keep her number, but she'd be responsible for her own billing. They'd send her an email about setting up payment. Do it. Effective immediately. Just to confirm, the other line will be removed from your billing, and she'll need to set up her own payment method within 30 days, or service will be suspended. Perfect. How soon does this take effect? Changes are immediate, but she has a grace period before she needs to pay. Great. Process it. Second call, my brother. He lives about 4 hours away in a different city, has a P.O. box there for his business. I need a favor. I'm going to mail something to your P.O. box. When it arrives, just hold on to it. Don't tell anyone you have it. What's going on? I'll explain later. Can you do it? Yeah, sure. You okay? Getting there. I hung up and went to the drawer where we kept important documents. Found her passport. She'd left it at my place after our last trip 6 months ago, kept meaning to take it home but never did. I put it in a padded envelope, addressed it to my brother's P.O. box, and drove to the post office. Mailed it priority, tracking included, would arrive in 2 days. Then I went home and waited. Update one Sunday morning, she called me. I was expecting it. We need to talk. About what? About us. About where this is going. I thought you made that pretty clear yesterday, with the photo. That was just me being frustrated. I was having a bad day. So you threw away the gift I spent weeks finding because you had a bad day. I didn't actually throw it away. I just took the photo to make a point. What point? That you don't actually know me. You got me a watch I mentioned once months ago. That's not thoughtful. That's just you checking a box. I spent weeks finding that specific watch, had it authenticated, got it serviced. That's checking a box. It's not what I actually wanted. I wanted you to know me well enough to surprise me with something meaningful. You literally told me you wanted that watch. I said I thought it was nice. That's not the same as wanting it. This is insane. You're rewriting history to justify throwing my gift in the trash. I told you, I didn't actually throw it away. Then where is it? Silence. Long enough that I knew she was lying. It's at my apartment. Take a photo of it right now. Show me it's at your apartment. I don't have to prove anything to you. Because you can't. You actually threw it away. Then you photographed it specifically to hurt me. That's not frustration. That's cruelty. You're being dramatic. I'm being accurate. You wanted to hurt me. You succeeded. Message received. So what now? Now nothing. I'm done. Done with what? With this. With us. With being treated like my effort is garbage. You're breaking up with me over this? No. I'm acknowledging that you already broke up with me. You just hadn't bothered to say it out loud yet. That's not true. Then why would you send me that photo? Why would someone who loves their partner photograph their gift in the trash and send it to them with a cruel caption? That's not love. That's contempt. I was just mad. And when you're mad, you become cruel. I don't want to spend my life with someone who treats me like garbage when they're upset. You're overreacting. I'm reacting appropriately, finally. Probably should have done this months ago. Wait. I hung up. She called back immediately. I declined the call. She called again, declined again. Then she started texting. We need to talk about this. You can't just end 4 years over one fight. I'm sorry, okay? I shouldn't have sent the photo. Please call me back. This is ridiculous. I muted the conversation and went about my day. Update 2. Monday afternoon, I got an email from the cell phone company confirming her line had been successfully separated to its own account. She had until the end of the month to set up billing or service would be suspended. Tuesday, my brother texted me. Package arrived. What is this about? Her passport. Long story. Just keep it safe. Dude, that's sketchy. Why do you have her passport? She left it here months ago. Now I'm keeping it somewhere she can't access it until we've had some conversations. That sounds illegal. It's not. It's her property that she abandoned at my place. I'm storing it safely. She can have it back when she asks nicely. This is messy. Yeah. Welcome to my week. Wednesday, she showed up at my apartment. I was home, saw her car pull up from my window. Didn't answer when she knocked. She knocked for about 5 minutes, then called me. I declined the call. She texted, I know you're home. Let me in. We need to talk. Me, no thanks. Her, you can't ignore me forever. Me, I can ignore you for as long as I want. That's how being broken up works. Her, we're not broken up. Me, we are. I'm just saving you the trouble of actually saying it. You clearly want it out. You're out. Her, I want to get my stuff. Me, what stuff? Her, my clothes, my things, stuff I left at your place. Me, I'll box it up. You can pick it up next week. Her, I want to talk to you face to face. Me, I don't want to talk to you face to face. I don't want to talk to you at all. Her, this is childish. Me, this is self-preservation. She left after about 20 more minutes of texting back and forth. I watched from my window as she drove away. Thursday morning, I boxed up everything of hers from my apartment. Clothes, toiletries, some books, random things she'd accumulated over 4 years. Took me about 2 hours, sealed the boxes, labeled them, stacked them by my door, texted her, your stuff is ready. Let me know when you want to pick it up. I won't be here. She called immediately. I answered this time on speaker while I made coffee. Why are you doing this? Doing what? Acting like this, like I'm some stranger. You threw my gift in the trash and photographed it to hurt me. That's not how you treat someone you love. So clearly we're not what I thought we were. I apologized. You apologized for getting caught. You apologized because I didn't react the way you wanted. You apologized because I pulled back instead of chasing you. That's not real apology. That's manipulation. You don't know what I meant. I know exactly what you meant. The photo was clear. The caption was clear. You wanted me to know my effort was worthless to you. Message delivered. I was just upset about work and I took it out on you. Cool. And I'm upset about being treated like garbage, so I'm taking myself out of the situation. So that's it? 4 years and you're just done? 4 years of what? Apparently 4 years of me not knowing you, according to you. 4 years of effort you consider worthless. Yeah, I'm done investing in something that has negative returns. I never said I didn't love you. You didn't have to. The photo said it for you. People make mistakes. And people have consequences. Your mistake was showing me how little you value me. My consequence is believing you. What about my stuff? It's boxed up. Come get it whenever. I won't be home. What about my passport? There it was. I'd been waiting for that. What about it? I need it. I left it at your place. Did you? You know I did. Where is it? Somewhere safe. That's my property. You can't just keep it. I'm not keeping it. I'm storing it. You left it here months ago. Clearly didn't need it. I'm just making sure it doesn't get lost during our separation. Give it back to me. When I'm ready. That's theft. It's not theft. It's your property that you abandoned at my residence. I'm being a responsible custodian. You'll get it back eventually. I need it next month. I have a work trip. Then you should have kept better track of it. You're being vindictive. I'm being exactly as considerate as you taught me to be. Remember? This is where your effort belongs. I'm just applying that lesson. She hung up. I finished my coffee. Update 3 Friday, she had her mother call me. That was a new low. Hi, this is her mother. I think we need to talk about what's happening. With all due respect, this is between your daughter and me. She's very upset. She says you're keeping her passport hostage. I'm not keeping anything hostage. I'm storing her property safely while we work through our breakup. She needs that passport. Then she should have taken it with her the last time she was here. Or the time before that. Or any of the dozens of times I reminded her to take her important documents home. This seems excessive. Over a birthday present? Did she tell you what she did with the birthday present? She said you two had a disagreement about it. She threw it in the trash and texted me a photo of it with a caption saying that's where my effort belongs. That's not a disagreement, that's contempt. Silence on the other end. Then, she did that? Yes. I have the photo if you'd like to see it. That's not okay. No, it's not. So I'm removing myself from a situation where I'm treated that way. And yes, that includes not making things convenient for her until we've had some actual conversations about respect. Can't you just give her the passport? I will. When I'm ready. When we've had a conversation where she actually takes accountability instead of just being mad that I didn't react the way she wanted. This seems petty. It probably is. But I'm tired of being the bigger person while being treated like garbage. So yes, I'm being petty. She can have the passport when she has an actual conversation with me about why what she did was wrong. I'll talk to her. You do that. She hung up. 10 minutes later, my phone rang again. Her. From a different number. Did you really show my mother the photo? She asked about the disagreement. I clarified. You had no right. I had every right. She called me to lecture me about the passport. I gave her context. Now she's furious at me. Good. Maybe she'll talk some sense into you. I need my passport. And I need an apology, a real one. Not an "I'm sorry you're upset" apology. A real acknowledgement of why what you did was cruel and wrong. I already apologized. No, you said you were sorry I was overreacting. That's not the same thing. Fine. I'm sorry I sent the photo. I'm sorry I threw away the watch. I'm sorry I hurt you. Happy now? Getting there. Now explain why you did it. What? Explain why you took that photo. Why you sent it to me. What you were hoping would happen. Silence. That's what I thought. You don't actually know why you did it, or you don't want to say it out loud. Either way, we're not done here. Where's my passport? Somewhere you can't get it without talking to me face to face. This is insane. This is consequences. You wanted to play games. This is the game we're playing now. I hung up. Update 4. Saturday, she agreed to meet me. Coffee shop, public location, neutral ground. I got there first, sat at a corner table with my back to the wall. She arrived 10 minutes late, looking tired and angry. Sat down across from me without ordering anything. Where's my passport? Hello to you too. I don't have time for games. I need my passport. I have a work trip in 3 weeks. 3 weeks is plenty of time. First, we talk. About what? About why you did what you did. The photo, the trash, the caption. I want to understand. I was angry. About what? About everything. About you being complacent. About you thinking a watch I mentioned months ago was enough effort. About you not actually knowing me after 4 years together. I didn't know you wanted a different gift. You literally told me you wanted that watch. I wanted you to surprise me. To show you pay attention to who I actually am, not just check off a list of things I've mentioned. That's an impossible standard. You want me to read your mind, figure out what you secretly want despite you telling me something else, and then deliver that perfectly? That's not fair, and you know it. Other guys do it for their girlfriends. What other guys? Who are you comparing me to? She looked away. Nobody specific. Bullshit. Who is it? Who's the standard I'm failing to meet? There's this guy at work. And there it was. The real reason. You've been comparing me to some guy at work. That's what this is about. Not the watch, not the effort. You've been building up this fantasy about someone else and I'm suffering by comparison. It's not like that. Then what's it like? Explain it to me. He pays attention. He remembers things. He's always asking how I am, what I'm thinking about, what I'm interested in. And it made me realize you don't do that anymore. I asked you every day how you were. You gave one-word answers. I asked about work. You said it was fine. I asked what you wanted to do on weekends. You said you didn't care. How am I supposed to know you when you don't tell me anything? I shouldn't have to tell you. You should just know. That's not how human relationships work. I'm not telepathic. If you want me to know something, you have to communicate it. He figures it out without me having to say everything. Because he's new. Because you're performing for him. Give it 4 years and see if he still picks up on every subtle hint. She stood up. This was a mistake. Just give me my passport. Sit down. We're not done. Yes, we are. You're not going to understand. You're never going to understand. Try me. Explain why you're so enamored with this coworker that you torpedoed our 4-year relationship. I'm not enamored with him. Then why are you comparing me to him? Why is he the standard I'm failing? Because he makes me feel seen. And I don't? Not anymore. When did I stop? I don't know. Somewhere along the way, you just stopped trying, stopped courting me, stopped making me feel special. I got you that watch, which I didn't actually want, which proves you don't know me. Because you told me you wanted it. We were both almost shouting now. Other customers were staring. I lowered my voice. Here's what I think happened. You developed feelings for someone at work, started comparing me to him, started rewriting our history to justify those feelings, started picking apart everything I did to build a case that I'm not good enough, and the watch was just the excuse you'd been looking for. That's not true, isn't it? Be honest. Are you interested in him? That's not relevant. It's completely relevant. You threw away my gift and sent me a photo to hurt me because you wanted me to break up with you. You wanted me to be the bad guy so you could run to him with a clean conscience. You're paranoid. Am I? Then answer the question. Are you interested in him? She looked away. Didn't answer. That's what I thought. Here's what's going to happen. I'm keeping your passport for another week. In that time, you're going to figure out what you actually want. If it's him, fine. Tell me that. Be honest. We'll end this cleanly and you can pursue whatever fantasy you've built up. But if it's me, if you actually want to work on this, then you need to show up differently. No more comparisons. No more games. No more cruelty. You can't dictate terms like this. Watch me. You wanted consequences. These are consequences. I'll call the police. And tell them what? That you left your passport at my place months ago and now you want it back? They'll tell you it's a civil matter. You want your passport? Meet my terms. This is manipulative. This is self-protection. Big difference. I stood up. You have my number. When you figure out what you want, let me know. Until then, your passport stays where it is. I walked out. She didn't follow. Final update. She called me 3 days later, Tuesday evening around 8 p.m. I almost didn't answer, but decided to get it over with. I've been thinking. And you're right, about some of it. I have been comparing you to him. I have been building up this idea that maybe there's something better out there, and I used the watch as an excuse to pick a fight. Okay? Why? Because it felt safer than admitting I have feelings for someone else. Because if I made you the bad guy, I wouldn't have to feel guilty about wanting to leave. Do you want to leave? I don't know. I'm confused. Then let me make it simple. Pick. Him or me. But you don't get both. You don't get to keep me as a backup while you explore what might happen with him. That's not fair. Life's not fair. But those are your options. Choose. Silence for a long time. Then, I pick him. Or at least I pick trying to see what happens with him. Okay. Thank you for being honest. Can I have my passport now? Yeah. It's at my brother's place. 4 hours away. You'll need to go pick it up from his P.O. box. Here's the address. Why did you send it there? Because I needed time to process. And I needed to make sure we had this conversation before I gave it back. That's manipulative. That's strategic. There's a difference. Who's at your brother's place? My brother and his wife. They're expecting you. They know the whole story. They know about the photo, the trash, the co-worker. So when you show up, they're going to know exactly who you are and what you did. You told them everything? Every detail. Because I needed people to know I wasn't crazy for reacting the way I did. And they agreed with me. You're humiliating me. No, I'm making sure there are witnesses to the end of this relationship. Making sure people know the truth instead of whatever story you might tell. She hung up. Made the drive to my brother's place 2 days later. He texted me when she arrived. She's here, looks miserable. You sure about this? Yeah. Give her the passport, let her leave. She tried to explain her side. We weren't interested. Good. You okay? Getting there. That was 6 weeks ago. Haven't heard from her since. Mutual friends report she's dating the co-worker now. Apparently it's not going well. He's not as interesting once he's available and actually has to show up consistently. I'm doing fine. Better than fine, actually. Started therapy, which has been helpful. Started dating again, casually. Met someone who appreciates effort instead of punishing it. Sold the watch on a collector forum, got back most of what I paid for it. Used the money to take myself on a trip. First vacation alone in years. It was peaceful. Sometimes I think about the photo, the watch in the trash, the caption, and I'm grateful she sent it, because it showed me exactly who she was. No ambiguity, no room for interpretation. Just clear, documented cruelty that I could point to and say, I'm not overreacting. This actually happened. The passport thing was petty, I'll admit that. But it got me what I needed, a face-to-face conversation where she had to admit the truth. Had to say out loud that she wanted someone else, that I wasn't the problem. her wandering attention was. My brother asked me last week if I regretted how I handled it. No. She wanted to play games. I just played better. That's cold. That's self-preservation. She tried to break me down. I took my power back. Fair enough. The cell phone thing was just practical. Why pay for someone who doesn't want to be with you? The passport thing gave me leverage to have the conversation she was avoiding. None of it was about revenge. It was about protecting myself and forcing honesty. She got what she wanted. Guy from work, freedom from a relationship she'd outgrown, a chance at whatever fantasy she'd built up. I got what I needed. Truth, closure, and the knowledge that I'm capable of standing up for myself when someone treats me like garbage. We both moved on, just not the way she expected.